Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away. Hi, it's Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. I used to believe in hair transplants. It's true, can you imagine that? I used to believe that. I know that you've been watching my videos now, you know my stance on it. I personally believe in just embracing the baldness and shaving off my head. That's what I personally believe, but I am a libertarian, so I tell you, do whatever you want to do that makes you happy with your hair. It doesn't affect me at all. I want you to be happy and do whatever makes you happy. But you know me, you know that personally, I'm here. My main goal is I help people that are losing their hair. I want you to embrace that and do what makes you happy, right? But with that being said, since you do know that I personally am not going to get a hair transplant at any point, I do want to point out a little bit of an interesting fact. I was the complete opposite before. When I say before, we are talking years ago, back in college, and when I was 21, I had a conversation with my roommate who was also 21, had the same hairline situation going on, and even today, he's probably a little bit better off than I am, but I remember us both looking at our hairlines, and I remember having a conversation with him, talking about how, man, when I'm, before I go bald, I'm just going to get a hair transplant. I'm going to be the dad that still has hair. And I remember him saying, well, by then you're not going to care about that stuff. You're not going to care if you're losing your hair. Not to mention, you wouldn't want to spend the money on that. And I remember thinking, yeah, but I'll be the exception to the rule. Well, life turns out, granted, I mean, let's look at my hairline. Do I really need a hair transplant at this point? Even if I was considering that, which I'm totally not, I don't even know that I would really, it'd be something to worry about now, maybe in 5 years, if I was even thinking about it, which I'm not, because I'm fundamentally, personally against getting a hair transplant or any kind of treatment, and you know that. But either way, it was something that he tried to tell me, most men don't care. So if that's something you're going to do, then you'll be the guy that does get the hair transplant. But and then here we are. I didn't get a hair transplant. I don't really need one at this point. That's how I feel. You may think differently, but I try to put myself in an alternate universe where at age 21, as my hairline was becoming, it became more visible that I was starting to lose my hair to some degree, having that receding hairline. Of course, no thinning at that point, which is, again, every time you ask me in a comment, Nick, am I losing my hair? My hairline's going up. I always say no, because you're not having thinning. That's the easy way to know. But, what if things were different? What if by age 24, age 25, I was really just losing my hair? Would I have had a hair transplant? There's no way I can answer that, because back then I believed in getting a I believed in getting a hair transplant if you wanted one. But at the same time, if that happened during my mid-20s, it was a time when I was paying off student loans, I was paying off my car, and around that time is when I met my wife anyway. It never crossed my mind during any of that, again, because it was out of necessity. But what if I did? What if I had have just rapidly went bald during that time? Ultimately, I don't think I would have done it, because my same roommate told me that it would leave a scar to where you can never shave your head. And also around that same year is when I shaved my head for the first time. And everyone told me that I looked really good with the shaved head. So I think ultimately, when it's all said and done, even if I would have lost my hair in my 20s, I would have I'd still have the same thought. I would think, well, if I look good with a shaved head and it's cheaper and less trouble and doesn't leave a scar, then yeah, I'm just going to be the guy that shaves my head. Ultimately, I believe that's what I would have come to believe had I lost my hair in my 20s. So when I say that, if you want to do that, do it, I mean it. I mean, it doesn't personally affect me in any way. It's just we have different thoughts on that. I'm opposed to hair transplants personally. If you feel that you need to do it to make yourself happy, then do it. But I'm not interested in it at all. So if that's your thing, do it. But if you're like me and you just rather embrace it, then do it. Do what makes you feel happy. That's what this is all about. Nick Shell's never going to say that you have to shave your head. That's completely your decision. But as for me personally, I have to shave my head. when that time comes. I'm still living on borrowed years when it comes to my hairline right now, right? Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy.